Welcome to Spillin Sweet Tea, where we pour out just a little bit of the good happening all around us and remind us that the world is a little smaller than we think. Today we're joined by Candace Nelson, one of my favorite people who does so much in this community if it has to do with capital market, junior league, or pepperoni rolls. Then you probably have run into Candace before. She is Deputy Director of the Capital Market, a new title for her, previously Director of Marketing and Communications. And today we're going to spill some tea about one of Charleston's most beloved community spaces where we connect farmers, businesses, and visitors through experiences that are truly and authentically West Virginia and Charleston. Very exciting there. Candace is also a storyteller at heart. She's the author of the West Virginia Pepperoni Roll and a self-proclaimed enthusiast in the ongoing search for the best bite across the Mountain State. Without further ado, welcome, Candace.
Thank you so much.
So this new title, Deputy Director, does it come with a badge?
Yes, actually. I did receive a little deputy badge that I can wear.
It's so official.
I should have broken out.
Yeah, I don't know. Only for special occasions, I feel like. Like a gala, and you're like, it's my badge. I need honorary parking, all of the above. I love that. So Capital Market has a sort of a new team, new director with Chuck. Very excited to have him on board. You have a new role. I feel like we're on a roll now. We're just going strong as we move into one of the most beautiful seasons at the market.
Yes. So we actually are welcoming our farmers outside back to the market within the next couple days.
Oh, so exciting.
Yeah, so we're very excited to have outside in bloom with all the beautiful flowers and plants and everything coming back. So it's been definitely a busy past year or so for the market. We're coming up on 30 years.
Really?
Yes. So the building actually was built in 1897. And then Capital Market began in 1997.
Oh, neat.
So we are almost at our 30-year anniversary. So
that is amazing.
Yeah. So we're celebrating in all kinds of ways. You know, we were added to the National Register of Historic Places. We introduced our newest executive director, Chuck McGill, who has been off to the races. He's so excited. We've been having all kinds of new events that we're trying, like Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Oh, I'm so mad I missed that.
That was a really fun one.
Really good.
We tried a Valentine's Day event for the first time, and then Flowers After Hours will be our first big spring fundraiser, and that'll be April 29th.
Wonderful.
So market will be in bloom. Yeah. We'll have some food from Fish Hawk Acres, based out of Buchanan. Yeah. So very excited to have Dale Hawkins and his team. And we are working on our musical entertainment right now. If I check my email in the next 5 minutes, I probably have an answer for you.
I was going to say, any sneak peeks?
We might have a local West Virginia band that also still has like 10,000 followers.
Oh, okay.
Local, but big time.
Big time. Yeah. Even big time, as Tyler Childers would say.
Okay, I don't want to give that.
No, I know. We won't give that perception. No. But that's very exciting, that 10,000 followers. So very popular. Now my brain's going.
I know.
Like, who is it?
Like, who is it? Small, but still has a good following.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to press pause and see what that is. Well, I'm very excited for the event, rounding out the end of April, but really sort of the kickoff to everything happening in Charleston, the spring season around us, and one of my favorite times to be in this city. Between April and August, September-ish, there's just constant activities, always something going on, and it really is Charleston's time to show out, I believe.
I totally agree. And we are really trying to incorporate even more small businesses, even more local entrepreneurs. So if you step foot in Capital Market anytime from now through October, we should have at least several small businesses setting up, whether that's a bakery or I just spoke with a woman today who's doing handmade soaps and bath bombs. So we're really trying to, bring in even more than we ever have.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Well, not to delay our conversation any further, but I will say I'm speaking with Zach Harold from Festival, and of course you're the home of the artisan market for a lot of the different festival events. So excited to see that come to life again this year and that partnership as well. All of those things are amazing. I'm sure they bring you joy. But what is bringing you joy right now, maybe in your personal life or in your professional?
So I think what is truly bringing me the most joy right now is the weather changing.
Oh.
between, going out to visit our farmers. So before each season, we go out and visit their farms, see what they're growing, get an idea of what they're bringing in. So just this past week, I was able to go check out 9 different farms, see what they have blooming. Thankfully, we had good weather.
Yeah.
The week before that, it was kind of snowing.
Yes.
So now I feel like we're finally in the clear, right? I'm hoping that we are finally warm from here on out, because
me too.
that's when we'll see those blooms. That's when we'll start to see all those good flowers, those begonias, everything beautiful.
I feel like a different person. I'm feral. Like when I come out of the winter, I'm like people, things, colors, sounds, sights. Like I'm so excited for the good weather. I'm so glad that that's bringing you joy, because it's bringing me joy as well.
Truly. And being able to leave work when it's still bright outside, I was like, I feel like this is what drugs must feel like, because it's so nice.
I don't know, but it has to be close. Yes. I can see sounds. I can hear colors. Like, I know.
There's birds here still. Okay, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I'm a very amateur gardener, as y'all know, and I actually did check the Farmer's Almanac this week for the last freeze. I'm like, when can I start? Because I have all my seeds. I've ordered them, and I'm getting ready to do my little pre-plant in the house to then relocate them. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, April 26th is supposed to be our final frost, estimated. So we are right around the corner.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Not too far. If we can hold out till then, we'll be in good shape.
I think we'll still keep good weather until then. Yeah. No more.
No snow.
No snow. Yes. Okay. Get me out of the igloo. Yes. I'm done. So lots happened. As you said, lots of leadership changes, just lots going on in life. What's a moment that's really moved you in the past year or so?
I'm going to say that I think that when we announced our new leadership at the market, having the reception that we had, all of the support that we had was truly amazing, because, it's always a little, you're not quite sure what's going to happen when you make an announcement, when you have a big change, but to see the community kind of rally and support, I think is just so nice to feel like you're welcomed and you have that support. So that was a really nice moment. Yeah.
To have some assurance that you've seen the whole process and you feel good about the decision, but there is always that little what's really going to happen when it's left into the world. So it was so positive, and Chuck really has hit the ground running. He's been all over the place and done such a great job already of really being an ambassador for the market, but also learning, I think, and sometimes you don't get both of those things in an executive director, where you hit the ground running as an ambassador, but you're still like, no, teach me, I need to learn these things.
Absolutely.
So
and especially really in a role like this where, we're part nonprofit, we are 501c3, but we are also a daily retail operation when we have, all of our small businesses inside. And then we're also an agritourism destination as well.
Yes.
So learning the agriculture side. So I mentioned that we went on these farm visits last week. Chuck, bless his heart, is not a farmer by trade.
Did he wear the right shoes at least?
he did put on some nice hiking boots. He had some plaid on.
Okay, all right.
But it was very cool to kind of point out. I've done this for several years now, so I can kind of get an idea of we're looking at the little starter plants, the little saplings, the little planters. Yeah. So showing him, and he's very excited. So it's a really exciting time at the market.
It is.
I'm thankful that the community is feeling that too.
I will tell you, and y'all know, I love a field trip as much as I love anything in this world. You could definitely charge, and I would pay money to go to your 9 farms with you and just peek around. You don't even have to do. I'll pack my own lunch. I will bring my own shade. I just want to poke around and listen to the farmers talk about their crops.
No, I mean,
what a fundraiser idea I just gave you.
Oh my gosh, I wonder how our farmers would feel about a busload of people just tromping around on
I don't
know.
Farm. I'm just saying, you have to mark off the area, don't go over this line. Sure. I would definitely be leaning, but testing the boundaries as I do. But I would fully be in for that.
It is very cool. In spring, it's mostly we see high tunnels in the greenhouses, right? Because it's the beginning of the season. So the summer ones will actually be really fun. You'll see the fields and maybe that's just something to look forward to.
Or maybe just me. I don't know. You need a whole bus. We can take the show on the road.
We could. An unbiased third party to observe.
Yes.
Why not?
I'm just here to observe, honestly, with my juice box, My little thing of like Pringles, single size. This I was giving me my field trip days right here.
We always find some fun little local place to eat in the middle. You know, I love trying to scope out new restaurants. So we were able to go to a little country cooking place in Buffalo, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
And then we had another delicious little local lunch. So we try to incorporate that in.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I love that. So moving on, what is the best advice that you've received? And I think this is honestly the toughest question for most people.
I think they're all tough. But I think, and this I think plays into a little bit the past 2 years, I lost my father. And that has been a very, trying time. And I think the one thing that still sticks out to me is somebody had told me when I was at, one of my lowest points, they're like, you've survived every other worst day of your life. Because I think sometimes when you're just having that really tough day, it's hard to see to the other side. And if you think back to, okay, I've had really bad days before and I've made it through, then I can make it through now. And I think it's sometimes just that little extra, that little push that you need sometimes on those days where it's hard to put one foot in front of the other, you know? So I think that, and, there's definitely much more like uplifting and kind quotes, but that's the one that I come back to when either something goes wrong or, still going through the grieving process. So as I, kind of navigate that, that's something that I come back to and I'm like, I've done hard things. It's essentially saying I've done hard things. I can continue to do hard things. Right?
You've survived 100% of your worst days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you can continue. You can keep doing it. You've done it before. You can do it again. So
I love that advice. I lost my mom in 2024, and it's very similar, right? You have a day and you look at, okay, I didn't get that contract right, or I didn't respond to this email in enough time, or okay, I really, fluffed that one up. It's going to be okay. It's still not as bad as my hardest day. I'm still going to get through it. And at the end of the day, it's very trivial compared to the actual pain that I've felt before.
Absolutely.
But I think you and I are very similar in that we're both like people pleasers and like type A, kind of like you want to get everything done. So it is hard. You take everything personally.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think, just kind of like level setting occasionally or like bringing things back into focus a little bit. Just because when you are so busy or you have so much going on, it's easy to think that one thing could just take it all out. But if you just, take a step back, it puts it in perspective.
Yes, putting it in perspective. I think that's great. Now, what is your hometown?
So I'm from Wellsburg, West Virginia.
Where is that?
So that's in the northern panhandle.
Okay. What county? I know my county is better than anything.
Okay, so the very tippy-top county is Hancock.
Yeah.
The one right below that is Brooke.
I'm from
Brooke. I went to Brooke High School.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So if you could bottle up a piece of your hometown of Wellsburg and share it with everybody, what would you share?
I would absolutely share DeCarlo's Pizza.
Oh, I've actually heard of DeCarlo. I've never been, but I've heard of it.
You should have it.
I should. Yeah, I love pizza.
So this pizza is found in Wellsburg, but also other small towns throughout the northern panhandle. But Wellsburg might be the best. But they bake the pizza with the sauce. And then once it comes out hot, bubbling hot, you put the cheese on top.
The cheese on top of it. Okay, yes, that's why I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be very controversial for folks who may not,
I feel like people do have lots of opinions.
Absolutely. And I have lots of opinions. I'm very pro DeCarlo's Pizza. One, I grew up on it, and it was kind of like the fun reward to, like if we had a fun game and we were, afterward you take everybody for pizza or, a weekend treat. But truly, I think it's delicious. And it has, some culinary history with the state. They had these big sheet pans, which is where they were able to make the pizza in this kind of large rectangular as opposed to like the round.
Right.
Because that's what they had available, kind of making do with what you have. And have you ever had a piece of pizza where the cheese, I love cheese, but there's so much cheese, it just kind of becomes like a globby mess.
Yes.
So,
and you can't taste anything else. It just overpowers everything.
Exactly.
It causes everything to slide around.
You lose that balance.
Yes.
With DeCarlo's, since they use like a freshly grated cheese and it just like nicely melts on top. It just tastes so much more fresh and delicious. Like my strategy is to get the tray. If a tray is essentially like 4 big boxes of square cut pizza. And then the first piece you have has to be like on the trunk of your car right as soon as you got it, because it just has lightly melted. You put the box or the lid back on top and the rest of it kind of melts.
Yeah.
But that's the best piece.
I love that there's like instructions for how to have maximum enjoyment.
I
will follow them. Now I need to go. I'm like planning my next trip. I'm like,
when's the next time you're going to Wheeling?
Be up in that area. I will make the time.
Absolutely. You should.
I should. Yeah.
It is wonderful.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Well, and then I'll have my own opinions, and I love to be able to share them. What is something, aside from DeCarlo's, that you are unapologetically passionate about?
Oh, gosh. I that has to be pepperoni rolls, right?
Yeah, it has to be. I was hoping you would say that. It has to be.
I think, and it's funny, actually, I did Festival's 3 Things a couple of years ago, and I was, giving this passionate speech about pepperoni rolls, and, the audience at one point, giggled because it was funny. And I'm like, this is serious. I'm like, this is actually very serious. I'm like, no.
Eyes on the prize.
We really need to actually talk about this. But yeah, so, I wrote a book, I believe it was a while ago, several years ago now.
Yeah.
Called the West Virginia Pepperoni Roll. And, during that process, I really gained a true appreciation for the pepperoni roll. And if you're not from West Virginia, so a pepperoni roll is this, bun essentially that has pepperoni baked inside, and there are variations. Some folks have cheese, some add marinara, even peppers or ramps, or all kinds of good stuff. But it's something that was created here. So I feel like we have ownership of it, and we should be proud of it, because there aren't a whole lot of things all the time that we can boast about here as West Virginians. But I think our culinary history is truly something that's impressive and accomplished, and, something that I don't think we take as much credit for, and we should.
Yes. So I'm from Kentucky originally. So I'm your neighbor. So I had a pepperoni roll, but I had no idea how passionate people were about them until I moved to West Virginia. And we have a friend who makes his own Marion County pepperoni rolls, and he would bring them on our river trips every year, and people would look forward to them. And the battle between sticks and slices, like, do you have an opinion? Can you say it?
Good question, and good second question.
I mean, do we need to offer an order of protection to you? I don't know.
Right.
People get so serious.
It truly is like, okay, so you have the sticks, which are the original pepperoni.
Okay, I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because so, miners or Italians immigrated to north central West Virginia initially to work in the coal mines.
Right.
And with them, they brought, foods from their home. So cured meats, cheeses, breads, that sort of thing. And sometime between 1927 and 1938, the pepperoni roll was commercialized. So we know that likely there were wives in home kitchens combining the bread and the pepperoni long before that. But between 1927 and 1938, Country Club Bakery in Fairmont is the one who is most commonly credited with commercializing it. So they use these giant blocks of pepperoni, and they hand cut slices. Hand cut sticks from them. So the original it was leftover pizza dough is what it started as, and then a couple sticks of pepperoni.
Yeah.
It evolved to, other bakeries incorporating slices because they say it gets dispersed throughout the bun a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's another argument. And then there's kind of this third, smaller contingent, which is ground pepperoni. Have you ever had that?
Yes, actually, I have had it. I feel like, does Terry Blevins do? She does pinwheel kind of thing.
Yeah,
and I
kind of
think
like chopped.
Chopped.
She does a little bit of heaven.
A little bit of heaven, yeah.
But primarily in the Buchanan area. So there's a place called the Donut Shop. I think it's now the Donut Spot. But they do like minced ground pepperoni, and folks in that area are passionate about it.
Like I would really like that.
It is really good.
I really need to try that. Yeah, that sounds delicious.
And during ramp season, you can get ones with ramps.
I love a ramp. I love a ramp because people leave you alone afterwards. Just Just kidding.
I'm not saying that one is my favorite.
Oh,
but it's really good.
Yeah, it sounds delicious.
It is so good. But I always say, truthfully, there's a pepperoni roll for every occasion.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you want a giant meal, there's ones up in Colassesnos up in Fairmont where they split it open and put chili and cheese, and it's a whole knife and fork situation.
Yeah.
But then I've had tiny little, hors d'oeuvres at weddings for, pepperoni rolls.
Sorry to interrupt you. Did I just see, I got really passionate, like pepperoni rosette?
Yes. That's the most recent one I
discovered.
discovered.
Yeah, that was so amazing. It was very beautiful.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the pepperoni roll is kind of out, so it's a different experience,
Yeah.
but so pretty. So pretty. Yeah.
Are they delicious too?
Brandy Gore.
Okay.
Yes. Also delicious.
Okay.
Yep. With West Virginia State University. So she did a wonderful job.
I love my West Virginia State Yellow Jackets. They're my favorite. No offense to other schools, but yeah, that's exciting. Yeah. Okay. I love this. I love following your page for that reason, because I feel like you share so many unique pepperoni roll type.
Oh gosh.
Foods.
And there's so many.
Yeah.
I've had pepperoni rolls that are shaped to look like a cupcake.
Ooh.
Like that was in a cupcake liner, and then mozzarella like melted around the top, and then a little cherry tomato on the top for like a cherry. Like, people get so creative. And that's one thing I really love about West Virginia food. Like, this was something that was born from industry. The lore is that the miners would go down in their lunch pail, they would have a stick of pepperoni and a piece of bread, and then, it was easier to have like kind of a one-handed meal and then have water in the other hand. We also know that like the pasty over in England, like that was kind of like an ancestor to the pepperoni roll. Like, there was the bread and the filling inside, and they mostly would use the bread as just like a handle, so that their hands were dirty, and they just ate the filling. So this sort of dumpling-esque food is common across cultures and history, based in industry.
Right.
So that's one thing that I think is just so neat about West Virginia food, is how innovative people have had to be, and resourceful with what they have available. And I don't know that was always prized or really welcomed, but I think within the past decade or so, I think that Appalachian food has had a sort of revival. I think that people can appreciate it for what it is, but that's why I think that West Virginia food specifically is just so fascinating and delicious, because people really had to get creative with what they had.
Resilient is always the term that people use to describe West Virginia. I think that just feeds right into it, that
Absolutely.
we looked at what we had in the pantry or, in the cold box on the porch, and we said, this is what you get today, and we're going to try to make it as delicious as we can. And I think we're still doing that, using our own resources, tying into our own agricultural environment, and pulling that together to really make the most Appalachian or West Virginia flavor that we have. And we're seeing such a success with the amount of chefs that we're having nominated for the James Beard Award, and winning with Chef Paul Smith, which is so exciting. It's been great to have such really steady and talented individuals like Paul representing us on that national scene, and giving people that moment to pause and say, I didn't think about doing a food tour in West Virginia or in Appalachia. Now I'm going to add it to my list.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of bringing our name into those conversations where, I think West Virginians are very humble and never wanting to boast or brag.
Right.
But, we have those stories too, and I think that it's important to tell those.
Yeah. Are you a music lover?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I think that I have so many friends who are so much better at music than I am. They're like finding like the unheard of bands and all those local folks that, you may not have heard of. And I'm like, just give me my 90s, like Counting Crows. And
oh my gosh. Mr. Jones got me through. Like, I love Along December. Oh, okay, we're going to go off on
all
Counting
of them,
Crows.
yes.
But yes, I fully get why half the cast of Friends fell in love with Adam Duritz, because he's so talented.
I had Hanging Around as my ringtone like all through college, back when it was cool to have a ringtone.
Yeah. I thought I was very cool. I had the Doors Hello, I Love You, because I was like, hello. I digress. If your life had a soundtrack, what song would be playing right now?
Oh, that is tough. Okay, so maybe more modern than the 90s, but Sarah Bareilles.
Yeah.
I love most of her music, but her song Uncharted, because it's like next path, don't know what's coming next, but there's an adventure in the horizon.
Okay.
So I really like that.
I like that a lot,
Feels
too.
like there's a lot of opportunity left there still.
Yeah.
And, I love to travel. I love to like find new restaurants, love to find new national parks. So just thinking about the next adventure ahead. Yeah.
Oh, it's always good.
Yeah.
That's one thing that our friend group does, like every January. We sit down and look at our calendar, and we make sure we have like something planned at least for the first 6 months each month to look forward to. That is an adventure or a night, just a night out, but that turns into an adventure sometimes. You never know. But that's a lot of fun. I feel like Ben is rolling his eyes because many a year ago, Sarah Bareilles rubbed me the wrong way for something. I don't know what it was. You like $1 million on the line, couldn't tell you. But I just decided that I wasn't a big fan of hers. And then a song would come out, I'd be like, oh, I really like this song. And Ben, who is a huge Sarah Bareilles fan, would be like, yeah.
Because it's great.
Because it's great and she's super talented. And then, what was it? The Girls 5 Eva or whatever, the TV show.
Yeah.
When that came out, I watched it and she is so wonderful in that. And it's all of her music. And I feel like it's just very on brand for who she is. And that plus Waitress. And I was like, okay. It's off. The grudge is off.
Yeah.
I devote myself to her. I love her. If Sarah Bareilles, I know you're not watching, but we got no beef, girl. Like I now very much appreciate her, and I do love that song.
Yeah, I mean, super talented, but also the message there. I mean, it's wonderful.
It is.
It's one of those happy, feel good kind of listen to it any day, and it'll just perk you up a little bit.
It does. I feel like that's a lot of her music. It kind of makes you introspective, but also very positive and optimistic. So into some of the more personal questions. We've talked a lot about pepperoni rolls, which was amazing. I feel like I've been educated. We've talked about Appalachian food and how underrated it is. I feel like let's talk a little bit more about the market itself. So the Capital Market really at the center of a lot of local energy. How do you feel like it's shaping the future of, I know we talked about agritourism in Charleston, and really just, I feel like we're at the cusp of something really special in Charleston as far as tourism goes with the U.S. Cycling and Regatta and City Center Live and Festival, all of these things that we're programming. And you all are right in the center because you have a little piece of all of it. So tell me about what that experience is like, just feeling like you're the heartbeat of this community.
Yeah, I mean, I think so much of what makes Capital Market successful is those partnerships with those other folks, those organizations between Regatta and the cycling, the CVB, festival, all of them together help make us, thrive. And I think that we offer a space, we offer a place to host a lot of these events, but it's the community members, it's those organizations, it's everybody that brings those people, the vibes, the camaraderie. I think that being able to have those partnerships with those folks has really helped Capital Market kind of get to the next level. I mean, there's so many things that we do. The mac and cheese cook-off, that's the Childhood Language Center's event, and we get to partner with them to help make that a success, So I think that the fact that we are able to tie into so many other nonprofits, so many other organizations, has really helped both thrive, helped all of us. Rising tide floats all boats. That's definitely our motto. So we, look to partner with as many folks as we can, but also make sure that we're spreading that love. So with cycling, for example, we know that they're going through a downtown. We know that hopefully they're stopping at some of those different restaurants. And then we're also going to be hosting, a reception. So we can bring them to that side of town as well. So we want folks to be able to see a full picture of Charleston or even West Virginia. If people are coming to West Virginia for the first time, Charleston might be that first stop. And hopefully Capital Market is at the top there. So, coming to the market and learning about all the other organizations, learning about our events, and just being that kind of third spot for people. If you have work, you have home, and then what's your third spot? For me, a lot of times it was Capital Market until I made it my work. But, that place where you can meet up with friends, you can do a little shopping, and, you can just enjoy live music or, a small baker that you maybe had not heard of. So, being able to be that part of people's community, that part of people's experience is so important to Capital Market, and I think will be even more important moving forward.
I agree. I was here for a coffee meeting last week or a week before us, something like that. And a group of basketball players were here because it was state championships. And so I got to wait in line behind like 6 or 7 guys that were twice my height. But I was listening to them, and each one of them wanted to order something that was uniquely Mia Cuppa, right, from the market. And I thought, how wonderful that they didn't just come and say, oh, give me a latte or give me a coffee. They're like, no, I want to try this specific. And they were asking questions. And of course, that amazing team that works the counter there, they were giving them information, not just about the coffee, but about the city and about things to do. And I think it really does tell the tale of the market, is that it's almost like its own visitor center. Everyone that's on the team is proud of the work they're doing. They're proud of where they are, and they're excited to be a full ambassador for the city and not just for the market or for their business, which is so unique.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for more than that.
Absolutely.
Which is exciting.
And the Charleston CVB is located within the
Right.
market itself.
Yeah.
So we all kind of wear that same hat, right?
Yeah.
We're all thinking that we are ambassadors to not only the market, but the city or the state, depending on who's visiting.
Who's visiting,
So,
right.
yeah, we are very fortunate to have the CVB located within the market, and all the resources that they bring as well.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about being appreciative of community partners and different entities. Now we're going to pour one out, so y'all know what that means. We are going to share appreciation or give flowers to someone. Who do you want to share appreciation for?
So I recently made a Facebook post, and you were tagged in it. You were one of them, of like the most influential women in Charleston.
Oh, I
and there was
thank you.
an incredible list of, I think we have like 200 women.
Yeah.
And part of it was I was thinking about this question, but part of it is, sourcing speakers or partners that we could have in the future. And, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of incredible folks that we have here. But I will say the one that I think has had the most influence on me is our very own Mara Boggs here at the Charleston Area Alliance.
Yes.
She, I don't even know where to start. She can command a room like no other. Mm-hmm. When she walks in, and she has that confidence, but also the intellect and the way that she is able to talk to literally any single person. So she's a very frequent customer at the market. We're neighbors. So I see her pretty often, but she is just so personable that she will speak to the farmers the same that she's going to speak to, the owner of a business, mm-hmm. to, the customers. And she does it with such grace, and she's so humble. You wouldn't even know how accomplished she really is. And I think that she's truly an advocate for young women. Mm-hmm. And our local businesses. And I'm so lucky that our paths have crossed, because she has, put my name in rooms that I was not part of. And she has all of the respect that I could ever muster, because she is doing so much. And I think that folks don't even know what's to come. I think that the Alliance is doing so many exciting things that we get to partner with, of course, as well. But the mastermind, the brains behind all of this, Mara, and she is just killing it.
She is absolutely killing it. Of course, we love the Alliance. That's where our office is. That's where we're recording right now. And as you said, I just saw Mara right before you walked in for the interview, and we were catching up on things from the Leadership Summit. Mm-hmm. She is so wonderful, and she puts her team first. So any accomplishment that she's had the lion's share of, you would have no idea, because she's crediting her team. She's crediting collaborators. And that's something that I really take with me. And from your post, it gave me such joy. Talk about things that bring you joy, because it was so many women uplifting other women. I think that's something that is unique to Charleston. Yes, there's competition, I'm sure, but I leaps and bounds see more women being cheerleaders and advocates and ambassadors, and as you said, speaking others' names in rooms that they're not in a positive way. I see that daily here in Charleston, and it gives me such joy as a small business owner mm-hmm. to know that you have sort of this like little team of cheerleaders behind you, of hype women, of mentors, of people that you can call when things are going really wrong, and people you can call to celebrate when they're going really well. And I think your post highlighted that in very literal terms, of people, men also. I know there were a lot, which I appreciate. But yeah, women I think get a bad rap sometimes about being competitive. And no, it was all love in that post. And it was so lovely to see. And the piggybacking is somebody saying like, oh, Bobby Spry. And stuff like, no, yeah, I love her too. And, it was so cute. Such a good uplifting post.
And you were mentioned more than once.
Well, I appreciate that.
Lots of folks
I
also.
paid people, so I'm glad that was a good investment. Sometimes it doesn't always come back, but no, I was very appreciative of that, which is always lovely. All right, we're getting to our fast spot now. I already know the answer to this one. I was going to ask tea, hot or ice, sweet or unsweet, but you're not a tea fan.
Yeah, I'm...
Pouring it out for that.
I'm a big water drinker.
Do you drink coffee, though?
Not a lot.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Back to my journalist days when I was a reporter and I lived on coffee. I was like, I need to take a step back. And, I've tried to mostly wean myself off of that. So I drink a ton of water, though.
Oh, my gosh.
In case Tyler Mountain wants to sponsor.
Please. I am a shriveled raisin. I do not... I'm always dehydrated. If you crack me up, my blood would be half Celsius, also potential sponsor, and coffee. So, yeah, I need to get the water memo a little bit more.
My brain is already buzzing 1,000 miles an hour already. The last thing I need is caffeine or something else to put it on overdrive.
I feel like my family's probably like, yes, Morgan, you should hear that. You should listen to that. What are you reading or listening to right now?
Oh, I am. Okay, so right now I'm actually listening to the podcast Stuff You Should Know.
Ooh.
This is my favorite podcast, but I'm actually going to see them in person in Ohio. I've become one of those people. I've never actually met my podcast idols until now. So I'm excited to go check them out.
That'll be so fun.
If you've not listened, it's really cool. They take on a different topic each episode and just teach you something that you might not have known about.
So smart.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. What is one thing you're grateful for right now?
I think I am grateful for most right now my friends. I mentioned I've had kind of a rough past year and a half or so. There's been a lot going on both personally and, work-wise, but your friends are the ones who get you through this, when it's a tough day, when you're having that really bad day. My friends are very patient and kind and supportive folks that anything that I could claim as an accomplishment, it's due to them being right there beside me, so.
I said this yesterday in my girls group chat. I said, when you see a calm and composed woman in public, know that there is a 5-person group chat behind her that's been screaming obscenities, petty, all of the things just to get you to that moment. And
1,000%.
Yeah, I am my worst self when I'm with my friends and they still love me, and I really appreciate that. So friends are super important to have.
Absolutely.
What are you watching right now?
Oh, I am watching Top Chef on Bravo.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Okay, so they came out with a new season.
Yeah.
Kristen is hosting, and that's the one place I love to mine for potential restaurants to go to. Seeing the chefs that are on there. Anyway, so I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in right now. So
yeah, nice. Now we're going to pass the cup. So you get to ask me a question. I don't know what this is in advance, but I have to answer it.
This is so fun. And
it?
Yes. I have so many questions that I would ask you. But here's what I think would be most interesting for me and maybe some of our listeners. Tell me your ultimate food day. So take me through breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert.
Okay.
So no time limits, you can travel, no calories don't count.
Okay.
It can be with people past or present. Just tell me your ultimate food day.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay. So we talk about last meals all the time in our friend group, and we'll say what's your last meal? And it can be anything as far-fetched. Okay, so I would start my day with my mom's biscuits and gravy. But I would also have coffee from the resort, the villa that we always go to in Jamaica. Just spice it up a little bit. And their fresh fruit. So primarily their mangoes. I would have that with the biscuits and gravy and the coffee. That would be amazing. I would also then need to take a nap.
It's okay.
Which is fine. For lunch, I would like to go to France and have a crepe.
Ooh.
Yes.
A sweet or savory?
A savory. Yeah, a savory crepe. I need to throw a snack in there, and I'm trying to think of where I want my snack to come from. Ooh, spanakopita from Greece. Yes, I would like to come in for that. And, you know, if I need to stay homebound, I will choose to have, the best of Crete, which they're so delicious, and I love them.
Yeah.
Also, maybe a little hummus and pita with that as well. Throw a couple carrots in for balance. And then for dinner, I think I would have, this is like such a weird take. I would have shrimp and grits from Mikasina.
Oh, okay.
I know that is so weird, but they did them for Restaurant Week every year, and they were so delicious. And sometimes I think about them and I crave them, and that, you know, is no more, so I can't have them anymore. But I will eat shrimp and grits anywhere.
I love shrimp and grits.
Oh, I'm so excited. So we just did the Easter at the Ruffner on Easter Sunday, and they had a shrimp and grits, also fried chicken and grits station. And I told Maria, the owner of the Ruffner, I said, I want to do a post about like them being, you know, off or something, like, oh, the shrimp and grits aren't that great, like maybe you shouldn't try them. So there would be leftovers, so I could take the rest of them. Like, people would be like a little nervous, but I wouldn't do that to her. And then for dinner, cheesecake from the General Lewis Inn in Lewisburg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Are they known for their cheesecake?
No, probably not, but it's like a nostalgic thing. We would always go to the General Lewis Inn when I was little, growing up, in the fall for our fall break, and I got cheesecake every time. And there's something in my mind about sitting on that back porch, eating cheesecake, drinking coffee that just like makes me feel both 10 and 400 years old. Like,
I love that.
Yeah. What a cool question. I'm also very hungry right now, so... that helped. But that is such a fun question. You can do a whole podcast on People's Food Day.
Absolutely. Well, the Food Network does, you know, things similar to that, but like, absolutely.
Oh, I love that. That is so much fun. Well, we have chatted, and now it's time for the last sip. And this one is a short one, but it's a piece of Irish wisdom. The best things in life are the people we love, the places we've been, and the stories that we tell about them. And I would also add the meals that we eat.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, that is it. Candace, this has been so much fun. I could talk to you for 10 more hours and hopefully share a delicious meal during the part of that.
Absolutely. Now that would be perfect.
That's the next time. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much to Candace for joining us today. Of course, if you want more information about the Capital Market or Candace's book, I'll have all of that on our social media page as well, so you can check those out. If you are local or if you are not, please visit the Capital Market and see just a little piece of what Charleston has to offer in the state of West Virginia. It's such a great representative of our culture here. So that is all for today. If the conversation inspired you, made you laugh, made you think a little bit, give us a like, give us a subscribe, share us with your friends, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, keep your tea sweet and your outlook sweeter.